4 weeks, 61 witnesses, 550 pieces of evidence. The state calling a final witness to tie the timeline for the day of the murders together before handing things off to the defense. Over 4,000 data points making up SLED agent Peter Radofsky's timeline from June 7, 2021, providing for the most part a down-to-the-second account of Alec, Maggie, and Paul's activities. Prosecutors aiming to place Murdaugh at the scene just minutes before it appears Maggie and Paul were killed.
Did the defendant repeatedly deny ever being at the kennels at that time period?
Yes, he did. Various interviews with law enforcement.
And was that kennel video, what time was that kennel video?
8:44.
And what time did Paul and Maggie's phones go silent forever?
8:49 is when their phones went silent forever.
Defense pointing out that same timeline would give Murdaugh a very narrow window to slaughter his wife and son, get rid of the evidence, clean up, and go visit his sick mother.
He would have like 5 minutes, if it were him, to do everything.
The state also calling into question the short amount of time between when Murdaugh got to the scene and when he called 911.
How many seconds is that from the time that the Suburban arrives at the kennels and he calls 911?
Roughly 20 seconds.
Do you recall the defendant's statements to law enforcement shortly after the crime? That he went over and checked the bodies and that sort of thing?
I do.
Murdaugh's team arguing that he likely drove up to a gruesome scene.
It would be coming around that curve and it would illuminate at least Maggie's body.
If the person getting out of the car had seen the bodies already and already knew something was horribly wrong, do you believe that that is an unreasonably short period of time to inspect and call 911?
I'm here to testify on this data, not the hypothetical.
Throughout the testimony, defense continued to provide what they claim are reasonable explanations for what the state claims are incriminating points.
Is that another fair possible explanation?
That could be your explanation.
Why would that explanation be less fair than what you just said, based on the data?
So how you interpret the data.
All hoping the jury will take them into consideration when interpreting the data. At the end of the day, the defense began calling witnesses, the coroner for Colleton County and an employee with the Colleton County Sheriff's Office. There'll be no court on Monday for President's Day. Court will resume with the defense's case Tuesday morning at 9:30. Reporting in Colleton County, Riley Benson, Count on 2.